at Shaheen Bagh.
All right, very important. So Kunal is saying you don't have to give a notice if your encroachment is on the public land. It's the responsibility of the MCD to come and demolish it. It's not like they're going to request you to pull it down. It's great if someone is doing it by themselves and removing it. But we see a lot of commotion here. While I stand right next to the bulldozer, it's not moving. The driver has told me he's not got the orders yet to start with the demolition. As you can see, the CRPF also has been deployed on different corners. Ashok, can we just take a quick look at the location here? The location of this Kalindi Kunj route, as it is called. As you can see, one of the biggest intersections for Delhi and Noida. There's traffic snarl, there are crowds all here. There are the factory outlets that have been shut for now, while some are pulling down the pillars, or the JCB says we will go ahead and then pull down the illegal structures. But this is different. This is not exactly about taking any action against arsonists and rioters. And while, of course, people in Shaheen Bagh are alleging this is deliberate, this is a Muslim-dominated locality, so it appears the action is against the community. But MCD says we have to go and demolish illegal structures. Sloganeering taking place here. What happened? We'll try and speak. To some angry residents as well. So here the JCB stands waiting for the orders of perhaps the top officials. But the question is your list not ready, MCD? You should have a list knowing fairly well about which is the illegal construction which needs to be demolished. Why is that not being done? We'll try and go closer. We'll try and assess the situation here. And that at this point, the area is now calm. I think perhaps the cops are also waiting for some action only to be taken once they have exact details of the area. Because what if unauthorized locations are inside the colony? There are narrow lanes inside Shaheen Bagh. It would not be really possible for bulldozers to venture into that area. But I can tell you that at this point, they're waiting. They're not starting the demolition. We'll try and get more reactions. We'll try and listen again. I'll request our producers to again play what Amanatullah Khan, the Aam Aadmi Party MLA, has said, because he's alleging politics. He's stating that this is primarily because the BJP is leading the MCD. They want to go after Muslim-dominated localities, and they want to go after the Aam Aadmi Party MLA as well. So we'll try and continue to bring you telecast as well. Shreya, if you can hear me. At this point, we see that, you know, every few minutes there's sloganeering, there's anger, and with MLA himself present, clearly that is going to push the tempers further. Just hang on there, Shreya. I want our viewers to listen in. If you've just tuned into India Today, Amanatullah Khan, who's the Aam Aadmi Party MLA, is here. Unlike in Jahangirpuri, where only Brinda Karat had come much later, the MLA is here. He's alleging vendetta. He's demanding action and saying that there is nothing there's nothing illegal here. What do you want to demolish? You're here clearly for a reason. Listen into what Amanatullah Khan has said.
इंक्रोचमेंट को हटा लिया. अब ये मुझे बता दें इंक्रोचमेंट है कहाँ? अगर इंक्रोचमेंट है मैं खुद तोड़वा लूंगा. मैंने खुद तोड़वाया है. एक मस्जिद के आगे वुजू खाना था, 2 टॉयलेट थे, अपनी जेसीबी 2 दिन चलाकर खुद तोड़वाया है. इस रोड पर मुझे बता दो यहाँ इंक्रोचमेंट है.
उसका तो इंतजार करना होगा. उन्होंने बताया कि जोनल ऑफिसर आके चिन्हित करेगा.
वो जब आए थे, जोनल ऑफिसर आया था, मैंने सारा हटवा दिया था. जो उन्होंने इंक्रोचमेंट बताया था, हमने खुद हटवा दिया था. यहाँ का एसएचओ भी जानता है, डीसीपी भी.
बताइए शाहीन बाग में इस तरह का विरोध क्यों? आखिर सरकारी लोग, एक सेकंड सर, आपको भी पता होगा, आप चुने हुए विधायक हैं, सरकारी काम में दखल अंदाजी कानून के खिलाफ है.
देखिए एक बात सुनिए, ये पीडब्ल्यूडी का रोड है. अगर ये गलत करेंगे तो लोग तो आएंगे ना. मेरे से बात करें एमसीडी के लोग, यहाँ लोकल पुलिस भी है, आए वो मुझसे बात करें, मुझे बताए ये इंक्रोचमेंट है, मैं खुद.
And the bulldozer is ready at the spot. They will.
All right, so that was Amanatullah Khan, the member of Legislative Assembly of the Aam Aadmi Party. And now that the area is comparatively clear, I'll come and show you that what does the location look like. So this is how the area has been barricaded. Take a look at that. The Delhi Police, the CRPF have barricaded this area. And this is also because they're trying to pull down the iron pillars, and it may fall on someone, as you can see. And therefore, because of that, they just want to barricade the area. But the locals are here. The locals are not leaving. Curious onlookers, angry local residents, supporters of Amanatullah Khan, supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party. Sir, आप तो senior of यहाँ पे है MCD से, क्यों start नहीं कर रहे हैं? क्या plan है अभी इनके लिए? बुला रहे हैं आप किसी को? अच्छा, अब बात नहीं करेंगे सर. अच्छा, हम सर से बात करते हैं. Sir, if you can talk, why are we not starting? What is the reason that there's a delay? आप बात नहीं कर सकते sir. All right. Okay. So extremely quiet and tight-lipped municipal corporation of Delhi officials. I'll try and get as many perspectives as we possibly can. But perhaps they're taking it slow for a reason. But by logic, they should have a list ready. And they should go on and do. Sir, if I may request you, sir, कोई reason है sir that रुके हैं, आगे जा रहे हैं? आपने खुद बात करी है इन लोगों ने, इन्होंने रिमूव करने के लिए.
अभी हमारे सर आ रहे हैं, अभी करते हैं इसका जो भी एक्शन है वो बता देते हैं.
अच्छा, और भी कहीं है सर कि यही एक बिल्डिंग है?
अभी ट्रैक बराबर रेगुलर चल रहा है.
अच्छा, यहाँ आगे भी चल रहा है सर?
मैडम अभी सीनियर साहब हैं, उनसे बताएंगे, वो बताएंगे सर.
Not saying much. Tight-lipped MCD officials. This is while the MCD officials are not speaking, but I can see Amanatullah Khan there standing and speaking. All right, we'll try and go a little back. You can see that the iron pillars are likely to fall any time. All right, the iron pillars have fallen. So that is one demolition that even without the bulldozer is done by themselves, by the owners and the supporters of that building. They said it was some construction and renovation they were planning to do. But the MCD says that is also illegal. With whose permission were you taking out this demolition? All right. So the driver has got the orders finally of the bulldozer. Shreya, let's go across to you. The bulldozer is on its job. It is moving to the next location because it appears this building by themselves decided to pull down the iron pillar. Shreya, over to you.
Well, absolutely, Pooja. That's what we saw, that the locals by themselves removed the iron rods which is there for renovation work. It's the next spot for the bulldozer right now, which is rushing through a stretch of Shaheen Bagh. As you can see, it's making headway. We'll have to wait and get a clear picture on which is the next target for the bulldozer as the encroachment drive continues. But the bulldozer is heading back. It seems still a little unclear on how far this bulldozer will move. As we're trying, Pooja, to get an eye, but it's a little unclear because we see that the bulldozer is going away too far from this particular stretch. We'll try to catch up with the bulldozer, which has taken a U-turn sort of from this road that connects to the Noida-Kalindi side. And it's either left the spot or it's taking a U-turn, Pooja. We'll have to wait for some few minutes to get a clearer picture on what exactly happened.
Yes. So very interesting, Shreya, because the bulldozer has gone way too far. It has left this location. Very interesting developments taking place here. What's happening with the MCD? It stops at a location, talks to some locals, and then goes far beyond this area. Remember, this is not a small location of Shaheen Bagh. This goes way beyond, stretches into kilometers, both inside into the areas and then outside as well. So I cannot see the bulldozer anymore, which was standing here just about 2 minutes ago. Has rushed to another location to again carry out another demolition as well. I'll try and get in some voices as well. आप यहीं के रहने वाले हैं? बात करेंगे ज़रा हमसे? अच्छा, आप बात करेंगे ज़रा? Right, so the locals are not really willing to talk, but this is not like what happened in Jahangirpuri. There was a set plan. They knew where to come and demolish. They did their job and left. In Shaheen Bagh, the bulldozer is gone. There's a bus that has detained anyone who was disturbing law and order. The bus is still here. The traffic is plying. The cops have been now told to move into another location as well. I'll continue to bring you details of that. Shreya, as you are also on this location and we are going to head to the next spot as well. This looks like clearly more political messaging. And that apart from carrying out the illegal demolition as well, Shreya.
Telling earlier, Pooja, as I was telling earlier, the bulldozer has changed its spot. It's taken a U-turn. We are just trying to reach the bulldozer, but I can see the bulldozer taking a U-turn from that very location, and then it's making its headway. So it clearly changed its direction, and I mean, it was a little unclear because it headed a long way. And right now, again on your screens, Pooja, you can see the bulldozer. We are here with the bulldozer. We'll move with the bulldozer to the next spot, wherever it goes. Is it the same spot? Here, there's an MCD guy. I'll get a clearance. Sir, कहाँ पे? कहाँ? Sir, आप लोग जा रहे हो बंद? Sir, बंद हो रहे हैं?
मेरा नहीं,
बताइए तो.
अफसर बताएंगे.
Okay, so they're not giving us clarity, but the bulldozer is moving. We'll try to move with the bulldozer, Pooja, and we'll see that where this bulldozer is heading. But we tried to get the MCD voice. The person obviously didn't want to share the location, but we are trying to walk with the bulldozer wherever it's heading, and we'll get it to our viewers where this bulldozer is exactly moving for its next target. Pooja, over to you.
All right, Shreya, you follow the route and I'll try and get some reactions as well of the people here, of the netas. Let's try and find out what's happening. And I want here to get an understanding of what precisely, because I can tell you here that even the local residents have been caught off guard. The local residents are also unsure of what exactly happened, because they were also expecting some reaction coming in from the bulldozer. That has not happened. I'll just try and connect to you in just a short while, but we'll wait and watch if there are reactions coming in from the BJP as well. And I can tell you at this point that the bulldozer has headed to another location. Shreya, I'll just toss it back to you for 1 second to tell us that, this demolition drive has clearly become, perhaps now, even though the MCD says it's for a reason, has become a showdown. Now, I'll try and go across. Let's go across and speak to the MLA as well, if he's willing to, because he's clearly surrounded by Amanatullah ji, एक सेकंड, अमानतुल्लाह जी, because if you are here with your supporters, that gives a big boost now, of course. Okay, yes. So
सिग्नल कट रहा था.
अमानतुल्लाह जी, एक सेकंड जाने दें. एक सेकंड. अमानतुल्लाह जी, हमारे साथ MLA है आम आदमी पार्टी के अमानतुल्लाह खान. सर, बुलडोजर रुकी और फिर यहाँ से आगे चली गई, पता नहीं कहाँ गई.
देखिए,
क्या हो रहा है?
सुनिए, एक पेड़ बनी हुई है यहाँ पर, कोई अतिक्रमण तो कहीं दिखा नहीं इनको. ये 13A रोड है जो नोएडा से दिल्ली को जोड़ता है. यहाँ पर कोई इंक्रोचमेंट नहीं है. 4 दिन पहले मैं यहाँ खुद आया था. आपको एक बड़ी बात बताता हूँ. 4 दिन पहले खुद आया. मार्केट के लोग थे, सारी RWA थी, यहाँ के जिम्मेदार लोग थे. मैंने पुलिस से कहा कि आप आ जाओ. पुलिस नहीं आई, कहने लगे आप खुद कर लो. मैंने सारा जो भी था, जिसको मुझे लगा कि ये ठीक नहीं है, मैंने पीछे कर दिया. एक ये पेड़ बंधी हुई थी, ये कल बांधी इन्होंने सफेदी के लिए. यहाँ बुलडोजर आकर खड़ा हो गया. मैंने कहा ये क्या कर रहे हो? ये तो पेड़ बंधी हुई है सफेदी करने के लिए. तो मैंने उसको भी कहा इसे भी हटा दो. खुद इलाके, खुद उस घर के लोग खड़े हुए. मैं गया, मैंने कहा इसे हटा दो, वो भी हटा दिया. एक मस्जिद बन रही है, उस मस्जिद के आगे टेम्परेरी एक वजू खाना था, एक टॉयलेट था. वो वजू खाना टॉयलेट अपनी JCB लगा करके मैंने हटाया. मैं फोटो दे दूंगा. किसके पास?
क्योंकि आपके लिए जो लोकल्स हैं यहाँ के, आप उनको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं एज ए नेता, लेकिन लेकिन ये भी इमेज जा सकती है कि आपके आने से यहाँ पे जो काम कर रहा था सरकारी, वो रुक गया, तो आप डिस्टर्ब.
कौन सा गजब? मेरे कहने पर इलाके के लोगों ने इंक्रोचमेंट जो भी था कर लिया.
Going across to Shreya, who's got more details on that story. Shreya, just give us an idea about the current situation. You all have been telling us that there is one bulldozer in that particular area. How much of the demolition work has been carried out?
Well, yes, Sneha. Sneha, you can see the bulldozer on our camera screens right now. This bulldozer, I believe, will raise one of these properties. I've asked my cameraman to show you the visuals of this particular shop, which is bang opposite the road where the bulldozer was previously. It took a U-turn. It has stopped over here, and I believe these are one of the shops which the MCD is intending as the illegal property that they will bulldoze, that they will raise. You can see the bulldozer here. It is stopped, and very soon the MCD officials were telling us that they will start this activity here. You can see the visuals now on our screens. This is the bulldozer that's awaiting its orders to start the encroachment drive, Sneha.
The residents, they have said that there are encroachments. There have been encroachments in the past as well. Bringing in bulldozers in this fashion is only to make this entire thing political, given that the MCD, all three of them, are controlled by the BJP. Shreya.
Well, yes, absolutely. Sneha, you know, the locals over here, they were a little angry. There was a political chaos. We saw the Aminatullah Khan, the local MLA over here, who came over here, who tried to stop the demolition drive, saying that he is the local MLA. He should be intimated and he will help the MCD if at all there's any encroachment happening in the area to continue the drive. Now, the matter didn't stop over there. First, I'll ask the cameraman, you know, to show that particular building which is opposite the road, where the iron structures were raised by the locals themselves, which was put for renovation work. Once the iron structures came down, here you can see the bulldozer is right now on standby. Well, it's moving, Sneha, to the next location to carry forward the demolition drive. As we spoke with the MCD officials, one of these buildings here on the Sarita Vihar Road is the next target. This is the link between Kalindi Kunj and Noida, just to give a better understanding to our viewers. And the bulldozer is moving on its roads. We are also going across with the bulldozer, you know, to get the understanding which is the next target. But so far, the MCD officials are tight-lipped. They want to keep suspense. Okay, they're keeping a little suspense for all of us, but they're saying it's on the straight road, and so we will follow the bulldozer, and we'll get those visuals for our viewers when the MCD starts its demolition drive, because so far the bulldozer has been there since morning. It hasn't really raised any illegal structure. So will this be the next stop is something we will have to wait and watch for. Over to you, Sneha.
Well, absolutely. These are pictures coming in from Shaheen Bagh, the MLA of Okla, who's also in charge of this area, which comes under the Okla constituency, has reached the area. Shreya, many residents have come out and spoken about this, saying that this is regularly done. Why were these encroachments then allowed to come up, given that the MCD has been in power, the BJP has been in control of the MCD for the last 15 years or so? Bulldozer has moved towards Sarita Vihar. This had been communicated earlier by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi as well. The bulldozers are moving towards Delhi's Sarita Vihar area is what we are learning right now. In fact, the MCD had indicated earlier that the bulldozer will also be moving to the Jasula Vihar area and also to New Friends Colony. And now what we know is that this bulldozer is moving towards the Sarita Vihar area. This is a part of the drive that is expected to get over by the 13th of May. The bulldozer, what we know, has moved towards Sarita Vihar in the same area, in a similar area in the vicinity of Shaheen Bagh, where we are getting this ground report from right now. The MCD has gone on to say that these encroachments, these illegal encroachments will be removed using a bulldozer. Warnings have been given. Due procedure has been followed, is what they've said. They've given out the dates. They've allowed people to produce documents. These are illegal constructions and have to be removed. From Jahangirpuri to Shaheen Bagh to Sarita Vihar now, the bulldozer is moving towards Sarita Vihar to remove illegal structures, is what we are learning. Pooja Shali is with us. Pooja, The bulldozer, what we're learning, is now moved towards Sarita Vihar. You did tell us a while ago that the bulldozer is moving away to another location.
That's right. So what has happened here, Sneha, let's show you the location. This is the factory outlet location of Shaheen Bagh. This also connects Sarita Vihar and adjoining areas of Delhi and Noida. Now, what my information is, and I can tell you, it looks slightly upsetting for the South Delhi MCD today. The bulldozer comes, stops at a location, demolishes nothing, goes 100 meters ahead, comes to that location, asks them to pull down the iron pillars, which they say was for construction, demolishes nothing, then is heading to Sarita Vihar. Did you not have a list and plan? In Jahangirpuri, if they had to demolish, they went about and demolished everything. On the job, knew exactly what was the extension, did not give enough notice, and then went on and did their job. Here, it looked slightly strange, because if there was nothing to demolish on your list, what were you doing here in the first place? According to my information, there was some illegal encroachment and constructions about a few meters from here. But because obviously for the commotion that took place, if there was any encroachers there, they realized in time that the MCD is coming, which they also call the committee, is coming, and that likely could have been removed in place. And now the bulldozer has headed to Sarita Vihar area. So today the MCD looks like more of a political messaging than the real demolition drive, because as of now in front of me, there was no proper demolition that took place, but there was definitely asking the locals, whatever is your extension, push it back, pull it back, it will not be allowed. I can tell you this has become Aam Aadmi Party BJP face-off. I was speaking to Amanatullah Khan, the MLA of Aam Aadmi Party, and his speech, his tone had a slightly victorious look, a smile, because he tried to say that, I've proven a point. They had nothing to demolish and now they have headed towards Sarita Vihar. And when I asked him that, maybe because you were here, your giving locals a boost could have also created further tension, which he said, I'm here for my people. If there was demolition, I got it removed 2 days ago. Come to me, tell me the illegal encroachment, I'll get it removed. Don't do it in this manner when there's nothing to prove but just political vendetta. So it's going to today blow up into a Aam Aadmi Party BJP face-off. BJP leading the MCD, Aam Aadmi Party's MLA here. The question again is, unlike Jahangirpuri, where is the demolition that the MCD wanted to demolish? They've headed towards Sarita Vihar area and they are going to demolish likely more sites there as well. Here right now, curious onlookers clapping, celebrating now with Amanatullah Khan, because they are clearly, yes.
Pooja is getting us those details from Shaheen Bagh, where the demolition drive is being carried out by the South Delhi Municipal Corporation, as was the plan. They had said that bulldozers will be rolling into Shaheen Bagh on the 9th of May. Also, what we know is that the bulldozers have now moved towards Sarita Vihar. Shaheen Bagh, remember, was the epicenter of the protests that had broken out against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Right now, we see this become extremely political, with the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress taking on the MCD, which is controlled by the BJP, saying that this is political vendetta. This is, in fact, propaganda rather by the BJP. Also, given that MCD elections are just around the corner, what is the message that the BJP is then trying to send? Remove the illegal encroachments that have been done by BJP leaders, as well as what many residents have said, including the MLA of Okhla, Amanatullah Khan, who we see on his screens right now, who was in fact one of the first political leaders to arrive at the scene where the demolition drive was being carried out. The MCD is being supported by the Delhi Police, and there is huge police presence. Residents have been opposing the bulldozers getting rolled in here, are asking that when there were encroachments in the past as well, there was no need for bulldozers to arrive. Is this to give Shaheen Bagh a bad name, is the question that many are asking. Many residents are asking. The MCD on its part says that they are just doing their job. This matter, remember, is also pending before the Supreme Court of India. Please, pending before the Supreme Court of India. Going across once again to some ground reports from Shaheen Bagh. Let's take a listen. Pooja, in fact, continues to be with us for more on that story. Pooja, describe to us the scenes there, given that the bulldozer essentially has moved away from where you are. Pooja, if you can hear me, describe to us these are pictures from Delhi's Shaheen Bagh, where bulldozers rolled out early in the morning today as per the plan of the South Delhi Municipal Corporation to bring down illegal structures. Pictures of residents on your screens right now, all of them pouring out to the streets, preventing the bulldozers from razing down the illegal structures. This is Delhi's Kalindi Kunj area, which is also connected to UP via Noida essentially. This is a busy junction, this is a busy road, and as you can see, there is chaos on the streets essentially, leading to huge traffic jams at the Kalindi Kunj area, which anyway continues to be a busy area in Delhi city. Pooja Shali continues to be with us to get us an overview of the current situation right now. Over to you, Pooja.
All right, Ashok Behnot, as he continues to show us these visuals, right now what we see, Sneha, is a victorious looking Amanatullah Khan, who's the Aam Aadmi Party MLA. He is here, he's made his image, his supporters now waving the Tiranga to show, see, the MCT did not achieve anything in Shaheen Bagh because there was nothing to achieve. I just spoke to him and he said, well, the MCT did not demolish anything possibly big because they had nothing to demolish, because there was nothing illegal. Now, I've spoken to many people and I've lived in this city for a while, and you know, there have been issues in the area where the shops have come on the main street as well, because this is one of the most important intersections. So there have been complaints of unauthorized illegal constructions in this area. However, today the MCD did not look at its best of doing the job. You reach a location, you bring this additional police force, you have nothing to demolish. You wait at a location, you ask them to pull down the iron pillars of renovation, now you head back to Sarita Vihar. What is left here is now the traffic snarl that is finally getting cleared, and then after that you see how there are local residents who are angry and the Tiranga being waved by the supporters of Amanatullah Khan, who says, well, if there was anything illegal, you tell me, but there was not, and that is why the BJP-led MCD had nothing to do and they went on. The question is, unlike Jahangirpuri, they had a list, they had a street, they cleared what was illegal, unauthorized, looked like they were doing a job, and then they left. Here in Shaheen Bagh, it was full-on political face-off. Amanatullah Khan landed in no time with his supporters, giving media reactions, giving bites, and now has a smile on his face. As you can see, a lot of cheering and clapping for the Aam Aadmi Party MLA, making it look like he's won. I'll go across to our reporters as well, and he clearly told me that what was illegal and unauthorized, when I was asked to demolish, I demolished it. There was nothing here on the street. I asked him that there are clear complaints against the Shaheen Bagh area, that in some level the shops are coming out on the streets as well. He said nothing is illegal and nothing is unauthorized. So now Amanatullah Khan, standing by his supporters and now leaving from the location, has clearly come across as a stronger elected representative. That at a time when his locals feared that the bulldozers are going to demolish what was legal also, what was their shop or homes, and because that did not happen, Amanatullah Khan has emerged perhaps as a stronger figure than even he would have expected, because while everyone was expecting a Jahangirpuri-like demolition, what happened today was nothing. Nothing happened today. There was no big demolition by the bulldozer. It has now gone to Sarita Vihar, which is an adjacent location, and again is on the Delhi-Uttar Pradesh border. if I... And we have gone back, making the MCD look silly, and they've gone back to another location. Kunal.
Pictures, in fact, from Shaheen Bagh. Pooja is telling us that very little demolition drive work was carried out by that one MCD bulldozer that was there at the location. And that has moved out. In fact, this is being seen as a victory, really, for the Aam Aadmi Party MLA. There's a lot of cheering. He went on to tell India Today earlier, he's gone on to tell India Today earlier that there was no illegal structure, essentially. That's what he's told India Today. This bulldozer has now moved to Sarita Vihar, is what we are learning. Remember, this is the demolition drive against illegal structures being carried out by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. It was seen earlier today in Delhi Shaheen Bagh, which had become the epicenter of the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protest. And then this bulldozer now has moved to Sarita Vihar, is what we are learning. We'll try and get more details on that front as well. But the MCD says this is not unusual. However, the residents of this area say that yes, there are encroachments, but there was no need for the bulldozer to be rolled in. This is just optics. This is politics, is what many residents have said. This is the propaganda by the BJP, is what many residents have said. Given that MCD elections also just around the corner. In fact, they were due last month. It was not, in fact, the elections were not held last month, but they were due last month. And it is due this year itself now. This is simply optics. This is propaganda, is what many residents have said. The Aam Aadmi Party, meanwhile, through their MLA from Okla, Amanatullah Khan, have sent out a message that there were no illegal structures. Pooja, in fact, continues to be with us. Pooja, what more details can you share with us as far as that bulldozer moving to Sarita Vihar is concerned?
We will try and get some local voices. चाचा क्या हुआ? ये बुलडोजर तो आया, कुछ डेमोलिश तो नहीं किया उसने?
बुलडोजर आया, बुलडोजर तो जो है ना, जो वोट जो है ना, वोटरों को खुश करने के लिए जो है ना बुलडोजर आया है।
अच्छा।
यहाँ ऐसी कोई जगह नहीं है जो बुलडोजर चले।
इलीगल नहीं है
ना, कोई जगह नहीं है यहाँ सारी की सारी जगह जो है लोगों ने जमीन खरीद रखी है किसानों से और बना रखी। 1700 कुछ कॉलोनियाँ इस तरह की है।
तो क्यों आया था बुलडोजर फिर?
दुर्भाग्य ये है कि यहाँ के लोग जो है खुशहाल लोग हैं, पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, बाहर कमा करके यहाँ जो है ना, कोई इंजीनियर डॉक्टर बाहर है, वो ज़्यादातर यहाँ बसे हुए हैं और उन्होंने यहाँ बिल्डिंगें बना ली बाहर का पैसा ला के। यहाँ लोगों की नज़र जो है इस बात, राजनीतिक लोगों की नज़र ये है कि किसी तरह से अपने वोटरों को खुश कर लिया जाए।
अच्छा, राजनीति हो गई।
आया है यहाँ, बुलडोजर आने की जगह ही नहीं है।
ये तो जरूरत नहीं थी।
खास एरिया है सारा।
ये बिल्डिंग का मैटर नहीं है, इंक्रोचमेंट का मैटर है। बिल्डिंग का यहाँ कोई मुद्दा नहीं। बिल्डिंग पे बात मत करो।
अच्छा, इंक्रोचमेंट जो आगे,
जो इंक्रोचमेंट था उसका मामला था, वो हमने पहले ही साफ किया था।
बुलडोजर चला, बेरोजगारी पे चला। तो बुलडोजर फिर क्यों नहीं चलेगा?
तो बुलडोजर चलेगा किस चीज़ पे? अब बताइए, अगर इस खंबे पे चलाना चाहते हैं वो चला लें। हमारे यहाँ इंक्रोचमेंट है ही नहीं फिलहाल। जो थोड़ा बहुत रेडी पटरी का था वो हमने खुद साफ किया। RWA, विधायक, प्रशासन द्वारा मिलकर हमने सबने
फिर आ जाएगा वापस।
जब वो वापस आ जाएगा, ये सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है। ये फिर बुलडोजर आ जाएगा या प्रशासन को टाइट रखे, ठिए ना लगने दे। इसमें मैं और आप रोकेंगे क्या, बताइए?
ठीक है। अच्छा, लेकिन लोगों को भी तो एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी
सपोर्ट चाहिए ना। हम एमसीडी के भी सपोर्ट में हैं इंक्रोचमेंट हटाने के, और हम पुलिस के भी सपोर्ट में हैं।
तो आज जब यहाँ बुलडोजर नहीं चला तो किस तरह का माहौल है? जहांगीरपुरी में तो चल गया जहाँ जहाँ गलत इल्लीगल।
मैडम
मीडिया के साथ ये जोक हो गया एमसीडी के साथ। एमसीडी के ऊपर जाहिर सी बात है, आपने इतना हंगामा मचा रखा था, आपने इतना हंगामा मचा रखा था, सुबह से अभी तक लाइव ही चल रहा है, आगे भी कम से कम शाम 4-5 बजे
सरिता विहार में
लाइव चलता है। आपने खुद देखा यहाँ पर अतिक्रमण के नाम पर यहाँ पे जो था सिर्फ फुटपाथ पे दुकानें थी, वो भी उस साइड, वो ऑलरेडी उन्होंने हटा ली थी। ये जो था ये 2 दिन बाद वैसे हटना था पेंट के लिए।
ये जो आपने जहांगीरपुरी का सवाल करा है, जहांगीरपुरी के अंदर मैंने खुद देखा हुआ है कि वहाँ जो लोग हैं कबाड़ी लोग, उन्होंने पार्कों पर कब्जा कर रखा था। ये सच बात है। उन पार्कों को या कोई भी सरकारी ज़मीन है वो खाली होनी चाहिए। अगर शाहीन बाग में भी अगर कहीं है, रोड पे कहीं भी है, वो भी होनी चाहिए।
हाँ, लेकिन एनक्रोचमेंट है तो हटना ठीक है। आप कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे
जी
एनक्रोचमेंट है ही नहीं है,
है ही नहीं, पहली बात।
अच्छा, थैंक यू। आपने हम सबसे बात की। सो दीज आर द लोकल रेजिडेंट्स, दे आर सेइंग दैट इफ देयर वाज स्मॉल शॉप्स और समथिंग दैट वाज रिमूव्ड, but there was no big encroachment. These are buildings that have been made, but I can see बड़ा खुश है शाहीन बाग के लोग।
और यहाँ पे जब कुछ है ही नहीं तो है कुछ
कोई नाराज
भी खुश रहेंगे। मैडम जलन उनको है जो इसको नीचा दिखाना चाहते हैं शाहीन बाग को।
So what locals are saying? Locals are saying that there was nothing to demolish here, and they are clearly happy because they believe that there was nothing illegal, nothing encroachment. If there were small shops that were removed willingly, and this they are saying MCD has looked like a joke. And if I'm honest here, it did look like joke here, in considering in the manner in which the bulldozers were not given orders specifically. Because you bring a bulldozer, there is an additional police force, there are media persons here, and the messaging that had to be sent was illegal, unauthorized encroachments coming out on the biggest intersection of Delhi-Noida road will be removed. It will not be accepted this way or that, like in Jahangirpuri or anywhere in the country. It stopped, waited for some time, went on another spot, now is in Sarita Vihar. This is, of course, a messaging to show that we are keeping a watch. We will ensure the encroachments will be removed. But there was, of course, clearly now a political face-off, a political messaging as well. Sneha, over to you as we continue to get you visuals here from here on the location. We've been trying to speak to other people as well. आप सब यहाँ के locals हैं? हाँ, आप बात करेंगे तो क्या हुआ? कुछ demolish करके नहीं गए फिर?
नहीं, यहाँ कुछ गलत है ही नहीं, तो गलत क्यों करेंगे?
नहीं था कुछ।
जो दुकान थी, जो 150 दुकान थी, वो तो ईद वाले चांद रात को ही उठा लिया यहाँ से। फिर यहाँ कोई भीड़ भाड़ है ही नहीं, ये तो अफवाह उड़ा रखा है।
Okay, so these